Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P-Funk, thinking right in my living room where I do what I do for you today. Writers in 25 Rule to Live By, storytelling, story with a message in the story for life. Got a good life lesson for you today. I see you tuning in, so I'm going to keep giving to you. Before we do that, we got to go through the right thinking mission statement. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get to know yourself a little better. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. And that's the question I have to ask because a lot of us think we do, but truth is in the pudding. Okay? Know thyself. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach them. Tune in. That's why I do what I do for you. A person who knows not and believe that they know, I can't help you. They're dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is asleep. I'm the spiritual alarm clock. I can wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking. Know thyself. And to Mayat, be true. Today, we did Black History Month, okay? Personally, I feel about that. I'm not going to beat that horse. But let's talk about Egyptian history. I call it our history. Let's talk. Egyptian history is our history. Let's talk about that. What do you mean, our history? Tune in, pay attention. I got you. Let me do this thing. All right, let's start with the beginning. Okay? In the beginning, there was what they call chaos. We call it the noon. Okay? All potential, but nothing really going on. So that's chaos. All right? Okay? The noon. Remember, potential to be whatever. Don't mean bad, negative. Just mean potential. Right now, it's just not fulfilling its own potential. Ra is chaos potential. Watch this. Ra came into existence out of the noon. And when he did that, he came out and he put the chaos to rest by what? Standing on Mayat. So the creation starts with Mayat. Why? She represents order. Mayat is what makes the world go round, so to speak. She's nature personified. Nature has order now, has balance. Ra started with her. All the gods that you're going to see in the Egyptian pictures, they stand on the pedestal. Mayat represents that pedestal. She also represents the scales. You see me doing this? This is paying homage to Mayat, the scales, keeping balance in your life. Balance is what makes the universe go around, so it's important. So we're going to talk about my girl Mayat. Mayat is balance, aka scales, justice, reciprocity, righteousness, anything that's divine and good. Okay, that's Mayat. Mayat is a way of life, aka thinking. Right thinking philosophy is based on Mayat philosophical concepts. That's where it comes from, okay? Now, knowing your history is knowing more about yourself. Why? Know what your ancestors did. I don't do the slave trade thing because that part of my history I tend to overlook. Why? Because I'm going back a little further than that. Because if you had that mentality, it tends to set you back, put you in the depressed and oppressed mood. Go back to when we was a great people. Go back to when we the one who civilized civilization. Let's go back to that race of people. That our history. And it ended up in Egypt. It didn't start in Egypt. Egypt was the zenith of civilization from ancient times. They just documented everything to pass on to prosperity. That's why we still benefiting from what they did over 5,000 years ago. I'm just saying. All right, here you go. I study my ancient Egyptian history concepts. They lived a spiritual lifestyle that they call Maya. Respectfully, okay? There was no Bible. There was no Jews. There was no religious concept other than the spiritual aspect that they live by, what they call Maya. I know God for myself, and I teach others how to know them for themselves. I'm not preaching to you about my relationship with God. I'm trying to get you to have your own relationship with God. Okay? Then you can be a witness and you have your own testimony. Okay? I teach. I don't preach. When you know yourself, when you know your true history, it's a very enlightening thing for you. It makes you feel good about who you are. We built the Sphinx. We pyramid builders, okay? We civilization starters. Let's teach our young that. Let's put that into everyday life. Never mind one little funky month of Black history where you can make them known. All of a sudden feel good to be Black in February. Everybody, but come March, you go back to being, we ain't going there. I ain't trying to preach. All right, here you go. I don't teach, listen to me, biblical knowledge. My lessons are before biblical times. This one I'm trying to explain to my students. I got nothing against the Bible. I just don't have information about that because I studied something that predates the Bible that y'all don't have information about. That's why I'm enlightening you to that information. I ain't trying to change nothing, just informing. Okay, understand? I'm just a messenger. We are a great race of people. Our young people need to know that concept. That's having knowledge of self, knowing who you are, and being a better you. I'm Black and I'm proud. Whatever you use, whatever slogan, see right now it's a slogan. Back in our day, it was a way of life. I've always been proud to be Black. I'm proud to be from Newark. I love that phrase. I'm just a kid from Newark. Yeah, that's me. I'm just a kid from Newark. Just as good as anybody else. So that stigma, oh, you from Newark, I don't go for that. All right, sorry about that. Get back. All right, here you go. Black history is before biblical history. We want to celebrate the biblical, but that's only 2,000 years old. I take you back to 10,000 BCE and work your way back and show you information, things that we was doing way before the Bible even come into existence. I'm not discrediting the Bible or disputing it. I'm just saying the information I have is before that. Please understand that. Our ancestors foretold of their own demise, in which we're living in right now. We're descended from somewhere else, a lot of us. And I'm from here, from the island nonsense. But they told that they will be taken away. This is why the creed, know thyself, is so important. Starting to get it? Hopefully. Even in the Bible, they told you that. So my point to that is they have information that's pertinent, is good, but I'm giving you the information where they got it from. I'm giving you the origins of where this information comes from. We were the civilization starters. We were the first to do this. All right. We should educate our young people about our history of Africa, whatever part they don't care about the Egyptian. Like I said, Egypt was the zenith, so they get all the hype and hoorah, but there's other African places that was doing spirituality, and they're still doing it to this day without no being colonized or being whatever they call it Christians, bring up in there and make everybody become Christian. That was forced on the people in Africa. We right now today have choices. It's the best we can do. And go in there. But yeah, you have the right to be your best. And we as people should celebrate being that just one month out of the year. They call Africa the motherland. Why? Because it gives life to every other continent on this earth. Everything you need is in Africa. We as human beings, everything we need is inside us. That's not the lesson. I ain't going there. Let me get back. Okay, doing history. All right. Now, what I teach is historical knowledge from other books. I learned historical knowledge from other books other than the Bible. I got history that the Bible wasn't even around when the knowledge I have. Well, I'm just saying, okay? The Egyptians had books, Book of the Dead, books that they wrote to for sacred purposes, talking to their God. Their belief system was that they can talk to their higher power, and this is what they did. They wrote it down and went because the idea of Judgment Day was a little different than ours. We're going to do a lesson on that one too. That's one of my favorites. I like that. But it shows you how and why, what they lived by. And for over 3,000 years, they lived in peace and harmony. We only been around here 2,000. So they did that longer than we doing what we going through, just going at the hamster wheel, going around and around. Wonder why we ain't making progress. That's another lesson. All right, here you go. They had books. I know the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the Per-Em Haru, all knowledge in there. That's before the Bible. Okay? Written, right there. We can look at it, read it, discuss it, hieroglyphic, all that. Got all that information. So go way back. Okay. I have knowledge that I acquired over the 30-year period. And none of it is biblical because I went back before biblical time. That's all. That's history. There was history before the Bible. We do have a rich history that we can and should be proud of if we knew more of it and understood it from the people who try to teach it compared to people who try to say, well, that ain't our history because this is our history. Brainwashed. Ignorant. There's a lot of that going on too. But another lesson. Here you go. I've read many books to obtain my knowledge, but I live the concepts that I've learned to put it to use, and now I roll it all into my concept of right thinking. You can live these aspects and concepts. You can call it what you want once you do it. When you perfect it, you can call it whatever you want. But it just had to be my concept, that's all. Last one, I appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to wrap this up. Now we're going to talk about biblical history. It's not our history. This may sting a little bit, but I got to do what it is I do for you. When you drink this onion lemon juice, it ain't going to taste good to you. It's good for you. The Bible is a great book of stories, allegorical, mythological, to learn from, which is fine. And I do that every Sunday when I go attend church. In my spare time, I read other books. That's all I'm saying. I attend church weekly to get biblical information and knowledge. He's giving it to me, so I go to church. Same, you tune in and get what I'm giving you. I do the same thing when I go to church. I don't go there to scrutinize and discredit none of that. I go there to learn. Simple. If you came to my class and did the same thing, you might learn something. No matter what I know, I can still learn. Why? I don't know what I'm going there to learn. That's what I'm going there for. Don't get the wrong idea. My biblical knowledge is second to none also. But I don't exercise that because I know something else I'm trying to teach and get across. I keep asking biblical questions, and that's not what I'm teaching. I know it, I understand it, but that's not what I'm teaching. I'm not discrediting, I'm not disrespecting, and none of that. I just know something else. That's what I teach. I have a master, I got a pastor who preaches biblical knowledge. That's where I get mine from. My lessons from the Bible and biblical knowledge comes from my lesson I go to get on Sunday mornings. Okay, I implement those too. Why? I'm learning. What's usable, I take and implement it and use it. Simple. Oh, I will take concepts. I'm a concept thief. Why? If it's beneficial and I can use it, I'm going to use it. I have a problem with that. No shame in my game. But here we go. I know the biblical stories, but I'm giving lessons. I get those lessons from my pastor on Sundays. I don't need to read the Bible. I don't need to. I do other things. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Again, biblical history is not ancient history. It's only 2,000 years old. I go back another 8,000 years with knowledge of that. That's what I'm trying to bring you up to speed on. That's all. My right thinkers, just understand. I got big respect for the Bible. I got big respect for my Christian and all my people who have belief systems, Christian, Muslim, and Jew. I just have a system that goes before all of those, and that's what I teach. You tune in. I got some more for you. It ain't nothing but some lessons in life.